Hello everyone and welcome back to Java Forever course. Currently we are learning about functions. In the previous classes we have learned about function signatures, what function is, how to define a function, how to call a function, what really happens when a function is called by your main program. All of that good. Want to quickly cover another basic concept, what we refer as procedural programming versus modular programming. It's a concept that you should be aware of, and when you write your Java program, you should write more modular and less of a procedural. Procedural programming is kind of an old way of doing it, way back like pre-Java sort of you can call it. So let's first understand what is procedural programming. When you write a small program, then you don't see the difference, because it is very easy. Whether you write in a one way or other, it doesn't really make difference. However, when you start writing a large program, suppose you're writing a banking system, or you write a software for an insurance company, you have a lot of features, a lot of functionality to be covered in your program. Then you want to learn how to decompose a big program into a smaller program. Of course, every Java program has to have an entry point using what we call it main method, right? But from there, how do you organize yourself? How do you identify a reusable piece of your code, identify in a function or a group of functions in a class, and the class in a package, is what we are going to understand here a little bit. In procedural programming, what we really do is we write one large program, and that runs from top to bottom. So this is going to be our program, and this program is going to run from top to bottom. And suppose we write program here, main program. Now in this program, we can write some more functions. Let's say we write a small functions, write function 1, we write another function 2, function 3, function 4, and so on. And your program will call function 1, sometimes this may call this. You may also call function 3, you may also call function 4, but everything all into literally one big giant, monolithic structure. However, this is very hard to maintain, because all of these pieces are very tightly, joined or glued together. It is very hard to maintain. You may end up writing thousands of lines of code, and as I said, it is extremely hard to maintain, because function may be calling function 2, function 2 may be calling function 4, you may be directly calling function 4, and all of that part. So a good program is always structured in a way that in future you can maintain it. You do good documentation by writing your comments, you organize in your functions, you write your code in such a way that you can easily identify your functions and call the functions, and also group the functions in a logical unit. If you notice, all the Java math related functions, right, all those are in a math class. Now any program, if I write a program, I can even call the math class, and this math class has one or more functions. It has function 1, function apps function, all other functions. There are similar packages, there are similar classes and in Java, and all these are part of a package, and we have learned that when we learned about packages, right? So, and this package is part of a Java library. So when you write, in Java, you should learn to write, in a class, inside class, you want to write some of the functions, and that functions are kind of independent. You want to organize your functions in ways that you can easily call, or somebody can call your functions independently, especially when you're writing the functions. And this is what we call it modular programming, because you want to define your program in a very modular fashion. Like, you take a banking system, you are developing a banking system, you want to define a multiple modules. You want to keep all your code and functions related to opening an account in one, right? You may keep all your loan features, loan related functionality in a separate module. You may write one common library that converts just date from one format to another format. And that library can be used by your account module. It can be called by your, loan module and all of that part. That is what we call it. What is modular programming? Again, you will learn a little bit more about it as you go, but at a high level, I wanted to give you an idea of difference between procedural programming and modular programming. In the case of procedural, you write code like top to bottom, not so organized. It is very hard to maintain that code. But modular programming makes your code much more easy, and that is what Java actually follows. Okay, with that, enough on this concept, I guess. I'll see you guys again in the next class. We will learn more about functions. We'll define our own functions and we'll do a lot more practice. Thank you very much. See you guys again.
Thanks for watching. Do subscribe and press the bell icon for more videos.